Before we get into the real content of today's videos, we're back here home. It's after the trip. I have a couple things I need to explain. I told you guys when we came back with the red XJS from that long trip that the white XJ12 was getting a trip as well, and that was the plan. However, last minute we had some changes. So we were going to an island called Gotland off the coast of Sweden. It's a very big island and you need to take a ferry to go there. It's about a 3-4 hour ferry ride, something like that. And you can go from 3 different locations. One is way too far north for us, but there were 2 locations we could choose from. And we looked far in advance and it didn't seem like an issue. Each ferry went once a day and we sort of figured out which one. And then we got everything booked and it was about 2 or 3 weeks before the trip. And we could get a crossing there to get the car there, but there was no room to get it back. We later found out that this was due to there being a some sort of dog show on the island, so everything was booked on the day we had to go back. So we didn't want to cancel the whole trip because it was all planned with the Swedish Jaguar Club and the whole thing to meet the members on this island. It's not that big of an island. We have 16 members. It's the smallest community of members that we have, but we wanted to go there to visit them and see how they do and how to do their meets. So we ended up flying out there and renting a car. So that is why the XJ12 didn't get its trip. I still need to try and find some sort of trip maybe this year for it, or we'll have to make sure to take it on a big trip next year. But let me just show you here on the map what we did on the trip, and then we'll cut to when we're on the island. We ended up flying out there, had to take 2 planes. So we flew to Stockholm, switched planes there, and then flew to the island of Gotland. It's off the coast of Sweden, the east coast, and it is it's a very, very special island with beautiful nature and a very interesting dialect. So they speak, it almost sounds like a different language, but it's very, yeah, it's interesting. I'd never been there before. So this is the biggest city on the island, or sort of the capital of the island, Visby. That is where we flew to, and that's where we were staying. And then we spent some time just driving around here. We went over here to have a look at some cars. And then, let's see, figure out where we went. We went to a meet over here near Dalhem. And then we got to go on a train ride on an old train track over here to Roma and back again. And then I did some car tests and other things. So let's cut to the morning of being on the island, and you get to follow along while our Jag meet over there. Good morning. Welcome back to Living with a Classic. On the road, we are on an island, a large island off the coast of Sweden called Gotland, Visby. Never been here before. Arrived yesterday with the Swedish Jaguar Club to do some filming and some articles for their publication that we get every month or every couple of months, can't remember exactly. So we are here for a Jag show. So we're about to get in the rental car here in the morning, go out to a show. We're gonna go to the train museum and do some fun things with my partner in crime Leonard here in a rented T-Rock. So let's see what happens today. Not really sure what's gonna go on, but I'll bring you guys along for what should be a fun, gorgeous summer meet here in Gotland. Here we are at a meet for the Gotland part of the Swedish Jaguar Club. They have 16 members here on the island, and the club is the Jaguar Club, the Daimler Club, and the Lanchester Club. So, but we have a Humber here actually, but we said it was alright if you came along. This apparently is unrestored as is, and if I understand correctly, his daily driver. So that's very cool. I believe it's 1926, and yeah, he just drives around in it. Very, very interesting, but looks well used. That's great to hear. We have a next TWR XJ40, it looks like. Very interesting. Then we have in Lanchester, which we'll do a separate video on a little bit later. Beautiful. And then an XJ 420, I believe. Very similar to what my S-Type is, just a different front on it and a little bit different interior, but very similar car. Here, a modern XK, and spoke to his own a little bit early, a Daimler, and a very interesting two-tone. It reminds me of chocolate. I really like it. Right-hand drive Daimler with Webasto sunroof, and yeah, two-tone looks really cool on this thing. Looks like some chocolate, I say. But we're here at, I think we're in somewhere called Dalham, and there is a train museum here run by enthusiasts, and they restore and build trains. We got another Jag over there, I see, and we're gonna go on the train ride. And I love trains, just letting you know. So we'll go and walk around down there, have a look at some trains. Unfortunately, their steam train is off being restored, so we'll be riding something else. I think he said that train wagon over there is from 1904, and there's some other ones from the 20s over there. And we just had a little bit of a history over here. So all the rails here were removed in the 50s, 1955, when they decided they weren't going to have railway on this island anymore. So they've actually laid all of this track back with the help of donations. So the whole track that we're gonna ride on has actually been laid back exactly how it was when they started laying tracks here in the 1880s. So here we have, I believe he said that was the most modern diesel locomotive they have here from 1956, and the rest of them are a little bit from the 20s, 30s. Very cool. Well, let's go have a little bit of a sneak peek down at everything over here. Here is the train station, Hässelby. We're gonna have lunch here afterwards, a little cafe. So it's 26 kilometers to Slite and 7 kilometers to Roma. I think we're going to Roma today, I'm not really sure. Oh, we'll walk over here and have a look at the trains in here. He said I could go just have a look. So this is like a giant garage, but for trains. Very, very cool. He said something about the teak covered ones, which I think he said that we were going in today. Were built in 1928, I believe. So we have third class here. Train. There's a strong smell of sort of gear oil and grease. I think this is part of the steam locomotive that they are storing. He said the boiler is off being rebuilt, and he said the wheels and crankshaft are going to, I think he said, the Czech Republic to get rebuilt. But just have a look at this. I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I have a secret love for steam. My dream is to have some sort of steam engine at some point. I've actually started a channel. Never uploaded anything, but I've bought the domain for a steam channel if I ever come across something steam powered. But, I love this stuff. And then this is more modern. I wonder if this is wood or is it metal? It's metal. Very cool. And then here, I'm not sure if there's anything else. Oh yeah, he said there was a second place for trains that he might unlock that later, if we can have a look. Oh, yeah. Really, really interesting stuff. Oh, there's fucking more. There's an old steam locomotive down here. Not sure if we're allowed to go back here, but I think we'll be a little bit discreet. And I hope you guys are enjoying seeing this, even though it's not Jags, but the channel is called Living with a Classic, and I mean, this is classic. Look at the steam locomotive down here. Wouldn't you just love to have one of those sitting in your yard? It'd be good yard art. Not sure my wife would agree, but well, there's two of them. Oh, look at here. And doesn't that just make you happy? Pretty little steam engine. Needs a bit of work, I'm guessing. And then over here as well. I don't think your boiler is supposed to have holes through it. Or the smoke box there in the front. Just look at how massive everything is. Cement. There is a cement plant on the island, so I wonder if this worked for that cement plant. And then we have some other things over here, but really cool. I'm gonna walk back, get my ticket, don't miss a train, and we'll report back when we're out on the rails. Okay, one more thing I had to show. If you're like me and you had train sets when you were little, I still have mine, but not set up. This was my ultimate dream, to have one of these. I think it's like a turnstile or a turn rotation wing to move around the trains. I always wanted one. They were like the most expensive thing you could get for your model train sets. But very, very cool to see one in real life. So you can have any train come in anywhere and go anywhere. Really, really neat. More stuff over there. We'll have a look when we come back. I just don't want to miss the train. It only goes once a week. So go back, get some tickets, go on the train. Left the station. We're sitting in the third class, but it's not bad. Got very comfy seats, nice window and teak everywhere. 1928, I believe, and we're being told by that 1956 diesel locomotive. I think it's about a 7-kilometer run we're going on. And let me see. Got my ticket here, 3rd class. Starting to really pick up some speed now. Tack så mycket. Varsågod. I spoke to the driver, and I'm gonna get a chance to ride up here in the locomotive with the driver and his assistant. So we'll jump up here on the diesel locomotive.
Jag lyckades! Jag glömde att dra över handbromsen.
You forgot the parking brake, but otherwise we are on our way. So I just learned a little about the train. It's diesel hydraulic, so over there is a straight 8 producing between 150 and 160 horsepower. And then we have a forward and reverse here, the hydraulics, neutral and direct. And then we got all the pressures over here. And then there's chain drive, the train. So we're not allowed to go above 40 kilometers an hour or the chain falls off. So we're going here. Right from the rack. Now we're at the turnaround point of the trip, so you're going to uncouple the train and then go to switch, turn around and go the other way. So that was very, very cool to get to ride along. So not sure how well you heard me. It was diesel hydraulic and very, very interesting from 1956. So then we're going to wait for him to do that, then we get to ride on the train on the way back again. Now we've had some lunch as well, and another car club came up here, just a general classic car club for the island. So we're wrapping everything up here and leaving, but that was a Jag meet here. I mean, there's only 16 members on this island. About half of the members showed up today, so that's fantastic. And we had a wonderful day, got to ride some trains and got to do something a little bit different. And I got to show you guys something different, just showing a meet. Haven't had a lot of meets now due to the pandemic for a couple of years, so it's fun to be out again and doing things and also supporting something like this. I like the cause of keeping old railways going and all of that, so that's been really fun to be able to support them as well. Anyways, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, share it with friends. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help out a lot. Until next time, I'm Adam, this was Living with a Classic. I'll see you soon.